ladies and gents, niggas and bitches. This is your boy, Loc Nation, up early in the late night, 4 o'clock in the morning. Uh, with another banger. Actually, I'm doing laundry on my day off. Marjorie Taylor Greene strikes again. And it just to remind people that I do not feel sorry for this piece of crap. But it's quite interesting what spews out of this woman's mouth. Basically, she was being interviewed by, I think it wasn't CNN News, it was somebody else. I don't look but on the two sources, CNN and Fox, but she was being interviewed by some other source. So you can go in a recent interview. She has like an American sweater with an American flag symbol, and she basically went over how she was humiliated, embarrassed, how she was embarrassed, how she was threatened. Her son was being threatened, um, and I believe it because again, Donald Trump is a piece of shit who runs the America, not not our America, what we're used to in the 60s and 70s and the 80s and whatnot. The type of America that was being forced down our throats when it came to the Ku Klux Klan, when it came to um, the Nazi Party, to the alt-right, those type of people, those who did not want to give us rights, those who treated us like cattle, those who treated us like property. I'm talking about those individuals. From the Rosewoods on up. They want to take us back to 1865 when we were free, but we weren't so free. Vaughn was up. This woman, um, she spills it all. Like Donald Trump basically got mad at her because of the whole Epstein files thing. Well, we're talking about victims of Epstein, and we're talking about back then 14-year-old sex trafficking Epstein. We're talking about those individuals, right? Like were victimized by one sick individual, and he did not want to have those files released, but instead he knew he had to sign off for it. So it was quite interesting to say the least. But I feel she has more files in her head, and she's gonna be releasing more and more and more of these things as the days go along. She's not done by any means. So when she was being threatened and her son was being threatened, she said that she put a call into JD Vance and to the president. JD Vance, with his said he'll look into it. Donald Trump does not give a shit. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if you get hurt. He doesn't care if you get, you know, He doesn't care at all. He doesn't. He does not care. His 80-plus-year-old ass does not care about human life. But he's going to introduce uh, people from different countries who um, do harmful things to their own people, introduce them and kiss their feet. Marjorie Taylor, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't believe she's done telling it all in this interview. I don't believe she's done telling it all. I don't believe she's done. She want what she thought, what we all thought was that in the day of inauguration, that not only will, mind you, she's been she's been kissing Donald Trump's ass for 5 years, been spending millions of dollars on him, on his campaign. Look where it got her. So, two tears in the bucket, fuck it. But like I said, it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. Will she rat him? Will she rat him out some more? I know she's got more. I know she's got more in the tank. I know. I know she's got more files stored up in here. I just know. Uh, yeah, it's kind of funny that you would say that. But if it was your family, right? If you did something wrong, if you did something wrong to make him upset, what do you think he's going to do to you? Stupid. What did she say in the interview? When was it? The interview, Barb. The interview, Barb, was I think it was last night. She was. I don't watch news very much. I just watch certain things, certain parts of CNN and Fox, which Fox is more truth telling when it comes to than anything. But I could check real quick. But anyway, she basically saying, because I know you just came in, she's basically spilling the beans how she was being treated by the Trump administration, how she was being threatened. She was waiting for him to make this pivotal turn when it comes to the economy, when it comes to these other different things, but instead he was on a war path, which she called un-American. That was fine, but then when it came to the Epstein files, he got mad at her and called her a traitor. That's what that thing was all about. You call me a traitor. politics or Politics of poison. I agree. Politicians politicians give you the delusion of grandeur sometimes. But you know what the most interesting thing about this is? White folks get real ignorant when it comes to the person that they don't even know about. They just know that what Donald Trump is doing is for the Americans, quote unquote. But anyway, to feed some of you that just now coming in here, basically he threatened her son, well, the people that supposedly follow this dude threatened her life as well as her son's life. Uh, I think something about a beat. I'm just gonna spell it because I don't want to trigger YouTube up in here. Had to do something with a boom boom to her house. Uh, one threatening her life, threatening her son's life. Um, me personally, I say you get what you get following this nutcase. You get what you get. You knew he wasn't a politician. You knew he wasn't a politician from the start. You knew he was a bad businessman. He had all of these allegations, all these charges, which had most of them had everything to do with a woman. It had everything to do with a woman, but yet you said, "Fuck it. This is about the economy. This is about healthcare, Obamacare. You want to get rid of Obamacare," and then you and then you had the nerve to go after Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett put you in your place. Bing, bada boom, bada bing. You are now famous. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't condone threats. I don't condone threats by any means, especially when it comes to children. That went too far. When they threatened your son, that went way too far. Call me whatever you want. Try to do to me whatever you want to do to me, if you can try. But don't go after the kids. Don't go after the children. I don't care how young or how grown you think they are. Do not touch no one's child. Economically, the U.S. is poor. I agree. Now, he the one that wanted to give you the stimulus packages. Where the stimulus is? I'm still waiting for my $2,000. You ain't gonna give me no damn stimulus package. They owe too much. Then he wants to pay off the United States. He complains about everything. He says she complained. Notice the pattern, y'all. Notice the pattern of when Donald Trump speaks. He always says the exact same thing. These people complain. The Somalians complain. Marjorie Taylor Greene complain. All these other Africans complain. And yet, like I said, if it was you, he would turn on you too. Just like he turned on everybody. He turned on a couple of people in his party who are no longer in his party. This is going to be quite interesting in the next in 3 years. It's going to be quite interesting. How is the military weak? Oh, I didn't say the military. I was about to say I didn't say the military was weak. We still got the greatest force in the United States of America. But let's not forget, also we who have triggers, everybody else has a trigger. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to let you know we're not the only ones with the trigger. And that's the closest I'm going to say about that. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. What's going on? We're not the only ones with triggers, just to let you know. So, and any and everybody that he keeps messing with, he's already messed with Nigerian, saying that the Christians are being effed with over there in Nigeria. I'm like, excuse me, we're talking about an African country, and it's split down the middle between Christians and Muslims. Let them do. You have no right being over there. Number one, you ain't black, thank God. And number two, you're not a fucking Christian, dude. Stop it. But we all know why he was over there in the first place. Because they got riches over there. Let's be real. Let's be real. They got riches over there. And he's a capitalist. All he wants is money. He believes he's being owed money because, this, that, and this, and the third. He has a father who was a flat out blatant racist, a prejudiced son of a bitch at the and a former member of the Ku Klux Klan. He was given a trust fund. He blew that. He was given millions and millions and millions of dollars. He has stolen millions and millions of dollars from smaller states because he felt he was owed something. Why do I have to update this every single time? I hate updating this. Smart TVs, you just can't. Can't depend on smart TVs. Can't depend on smart TVs. Like knowing her, she got what that's what happens. That's what happens. But when you hear these debates, and I want you to concentrate on these debates. I listen to Dean Withers, right? Just concentrate on these debates. Because everybody's having them now. Everybody's having these, let's debate Republicans, and all Democrats do is say the exact same thing. It's not a monolith. They just say the exact same shit. Get rid of the illegal immigrants. In other words, get rid of the Mexicans, get rid of the Haitians, get rid of the blacks, get rid of all of them because they keep taking our jobs. Oh, y'all stole a whole entire country, and you bitching about the economy. You bitching that you ain't getting paid, and you turn to the trailer park trash. Unless you do favors for people. So like I said, pay a little more attention to these debates and see if you get something out of them. For me, it's complaining. It's complaining. You complain about the economy. You complain about the immigrants, the illegal immigrants or whatever. And then you complain about trans. You complain about trans people. Where did that come from? There were trans people under George Bush, but it wasn't as popular as it is now. You had trans people over Bush. Hell, you had trans people under the Bill Clinton administration. What the fuck? It don't bother me as long as they stay in their lane, it doesn't bother me. But you know what the fucked up thing is you got one of our own. God damn, he's such an opportunist. You had one of our own and Tariq Nasheed glazing Donald Trump when he went after Somalians. This nigga's just glazing just to get the opportunity to get more money. Nothing but a rogue agent, dude. I swear. God dang. He's a RuPaul. RuPaul was not the first. No, he wasn't. It, as a matter of fact, it was some white boy. I forgot what his name. No, it was Boy George. It was Boy George. Then it was some other white man. And then later on, it became RuPaul and all them. I lived a long time, sir. Let me see.
Their bodies shaking as they were telling their stories, many of them for the first time. And I had told him, I said, you know, you have all kinds of people come in the White House. Have these women come in the White House. These women deserve to be heard. He said to you, people will get hurt. People will get hurt. I don't know what that means. I don't know who they are.
There were other clashes with the president. She started publicly criticizing him in May on one issue after the next, accusing him of betraying his MAGA America First promises.
You went after his, I think you said, trying to entangle us in foreign wars. You said Air Force One should be parked, no more foreign trips. For an America First president, the number one focus should have been domestic policy, and it wasn't. And so, of course, I was critical, because for my campaign promises, once we fix everything here, then fine, we'll talk to the rest of the world.
She said in her resignation video that the president is gone establishment, forsaking the base and her.
If I'm cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class, are you saying that the president now is siding with those establishment powerful people and against MAGA? He passed a crypto bill that helped out all the crypto donors. He has served Israel's interests, even attacking Iran. He has served Big Pharma. He didn't take away the COVID vaccines that we want to see taken away. So those are the areas that are still getting everything they want, while the people, we're still out here saying we want to see action on areas for the American people, not for the major industries and the big donors.
Greene has built a reputation.
That's a problem. That is a whole problem right there. You're bringing in people that are very harmful, not only harmful to America, but you're basically glazing the people that are harmful to people in their own country, dictators. So, and you see these people, and you want to be like, what was his name? Yang Shongul or some shit from China? Want to be all like him, and y'all going back and forth on X, what used to be Twitter. You're going back and forth on X, and then all of a sudden you travel and land. The next thing you shake, you're just glazing this young dictator. And did we forget about Putin? We don't want to go into the whole detail about Putin. Putin gave him the middle finger recently. Ah, boy. And then Israel, oh, poor Israel. Oh, we just want peace. We just want peace. And it's like, cool, we can have peace. Soon as his back was turned, gave you the big middle finger and went back to doing what they do best. He's losing support. I did not read into that, but I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Anyone who is a dictator and who is, do I want to say, a billionaire in their own right. Let's just put it that way. He wants to be like them because he knows he can't beat them outright without causing a major grift, a major war, a major stain in the United States of America, because he knows he spent over wasted millions and millions of dollars getting the military to touch U.S. soil, which is illegal under the Insurrection Act. Under the Insurrection Act of 1807, it is illegal to have the United States Army touching the American soil unless it's absolutely necessary. But he just wanted black and brown people out. But these are the people who voted for him, so it's whatever.
On feisty combat and inflammatory insults, like calling President Joe Biden a liar during the 2023 State of the Union. It's been 5 years of almost constant drama.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
With her adding fuel to the nation's loss of civility. Then, 3 weeks ago, she went on CNN with a surprise.
When you're in the Trump administration, expect to act like a 12-year-old. That's the only best way I can put it. If y'all can put it better, y'all can put it any way you want. No problem. Not a problem. But anyway, what I was saying was expect to act like a 12-year-old. Expect to have these expensive trips. Expect to do nothing under the Trump administration. Expect to have these wild parties under the Trump administration. You don't do no real work. But everybody else that's underneath them, they're the ones that are suffering. They're the ones that have to do all the work. Who am I talking about? People who are higher ups, like JD Vance. He even treated JD Vance like shit. He even treated JD Vance like shit. All holy medicines. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Get that through your head now. He is the Antichrist. Anybody who holds a Bible upside down is the Antichrist. Anybody who will go against the best interests, anybody who goes against the laws that were created in this country by other white folks, let's just keep it real, is a dictator and needs to be dealt with. But people don't know how to deal with them in the right way. The legal way, I should say. How do you deal with a person like that? Leave. Each and every single person who is in the Trump administration who feels like he's not even putting the puzzles in the right places. Leave. Marjorie did it. 3 other people did it. It's time for y'all to leave. Do I think Trump is going to go crazy when his term is over? No, no, because when you're a person like that, you think 3 moves ahead. This is called checks. This is called chess. This ain't checkers. You think 3 moves ahead, and unless those files, all the files are released. Each and every single one. The videos, not just the text messages, but the videos, unless they get released and they find evidence, which hopefully is not washed, hopefully is not tainted. They find some evidence and his name is involved in it, and they find specific evidence and they prove it in the court of law, which it goes to the small courts and it ends up in the Supremes. If they find him, because he people forget he has immunity. If they find him incredibly guilty when it comes to those files, he's gone. Other than that, no. He, no. He's perfectly fine. He is perfectly fine. He's a billionaire now. So he's a billionaire by stealing and stealing, or what should say, taking and taking and taking. I knew this from the jump when they inaugurated his ass. I said, watch this. This is gonna get interesting. But black people thought, and this is y'all fault too, those of you who voted for him, y'all thought that he was gonna give you another stimulus. He was gonna make the economy better. Where in the whole blue hell in this economy has it gotten better? And y'all want to argue me down? Y'all argue? No, not me. Leave me out of it because I don't debate. I don't debate. You want to argue people down that this economy is way better under Trump than it was Biden. It wasn't even better under Biden, but at least he didn't. At least he didn't do the things that Trump did. He's not a convicted felon. He's not a rapist, I don't think. I'm talking about Joe Biden. Do you know if he's a rapist? Anybody know that he's a rapist or not? Does anybody know that he proclaims to love black people, which we gonna cut this short. When he said, if you don't vote for me, you're black, I really wanted to punch him in his freaking throat. If you don't vote for me, you're not black. Bitch. But to his credit, to his dismay, he is not a rapist. He is not a convicted felon. 34 counts in 4 different states? No. No. He's not a trafficker, I don't believe. Don't hold me to that. Do your own research as you see fit. Do your own fucking research. But he is racist. Just want to let you know that off the top. He is racist. Is he prejudiced? Let me tell y'all a little secret. Remember that, how do I explain this? Remember, y'all just keep harping on those FBA people harping on about not just FBA, but if ADOS people talking about reparations and shit like that. Was it Joe Biden's family? Isn't he a part, his lineage, his tree, his family tree, a part of that? Is he not a part of that family lineage that he's the reason why you're not getting reparations? Or he has stolen, his family lineage has stolen. I want you to look this up. Trump is not a part of that. He is. But I'm going to let you look that up. I mean, we are a source of information. I mean, Google is a source of information, right? If it ain't Google, it's Bling. If it's not Bling, then it's, I don't know, Wikipedia, I guess. You can try Wikipedia, but I just want you to look that little source up. But back to this heifer.
A mea culpa.
I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics.
But it became clear to us that she hasn't entirely lost her appetite for combat.
It's the most toxic political culture, and it's not helping the American.
But you contributed to that. You were out there pounding, insulting people.
Leslie, you've contributed to it as well with your
Me?
own yes, you're accusatory, just like you did just then.
I know you're accusing me, but I'm smart.
You're accusing me.
I am accusing
But we
you.
don't have to accuse one another.
I want you to respond to what you have done in terms of insulting people, yelling at people, and then saying,
I'd like for you to respond for that.
I don't-
No, you can respond
I
to that.
don't insult
You just-
people.
You do, and the way you question, and you're accusing me right now.
One thing she did want to talk about, Congress's failure to pass spending bills, meaning that she has found it hard to get funds for projects in her district.
It's an utter failure, not just to the people in my district, but every district across the country.
We met Greene, 51, in her district in Georgia. Before Congress, she ran her family's construction company, then opened up her own CrossFit gym.
Affordability is a real issue.
President says it's not, says it's a hoax, affordability.
It's one of the top issues, not only in my district, it's across the country.
The affordability of health insurance caused Greene to side with the Democrats during the government shutdown to support extending health care subsidies. Did you ever imagine that you would be standing with the Democrats on the Epstein files and on health care subsidies?
No, I never imagined that.
She's not afraid to be an outlier. She's the only Republican member of Congress to call the war in Gaza a genocide. And why did you vote against the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act?
Since I've been a member of Congress, we've had several resolutions that constantly denounce anti-Semitism. I've already voted denouncing anti-Semitism many times before. It becomes an exercise that they force on Congress, and I simply got tired of it.
Is there no value in having the United States Congress reaffirm the fact that they denounce anti-Semitism in the face of a growing issue, a growing problem?
We don't have to get on our knees and say it over and over again. We do
Get on
not.
our knees.
Yes, we do not have to get on our knees.
Well, most members of Congress disagree with you.
Well, most members of Congress take donations from AIPAC, and I don't.
AIPAC is an American pro-Israel lobbying group. Greene's perspective indicates a growing rift within MAGA over support for Israel. Are you MAGA?
I am America First.
And that
Uh-huh. So that's what Apex is. Huh. Interesting. So mainly taking donations from Israel, which controls the United States of America. The plot thickens. It's very hard to hear her. Is it very hard to hear because of the volume, or is it very hard to hear because of her BS? The plot thickens. I didn't, because they kept saying, "Are you paid by the Apex?" They kept asking. I think they asked Parker that too. No, they mostly said to Dean. They mostly accused Dean of getting paid by Apex because he's getting super chatted each and every single time from different various sources. Apex. Now I know what it means. So in other words, I want to get this right. So in other words, Trump is getting paid by Apex while stealing resources from other companies. Medicaid, Medicare. Interesting. Carrie, Carrie, are you listening to this? Are you listening to this? Barb, are you listening to this? So everybody from that administration is getting paid through Apex. Everybody's from that. No wonder they're acting no wonder they're acting a fool up in there. I wonder how much. I'm driving to work. Woman, if you don't get your ass off of that phone, do not converse with me until you stop driving. Until you are off the road, do not converse. My pet peeve. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Do not talk to me while you're driving, unless you got Bluetooth. And even when you have Bluetooth, it's not as safe, but because you can be your brain can be somewhere else, but your eyes should be focused on the road. That's my biggest pet peeve. But anyway, I wonder how much they're paying. That is interesting. Israel. So Umar was right. Israel, but how many? But are there mostly Jews are being represented by Israel? God dang it, you gonna make me look up some shit, boy. You gonna make me look up some shit. Shouts out to Kina Faso. Let's continue.
Not the same.
This is crazy.
MAGA is President Trump's phrase. That's his political policies. I call my.
Hold on. How do I ask? Are Israel's controlled mostly by Jews? Now that I wasn't interested before, but now you got me. You got my brain going now. And I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Where she put my word? I'm not saying specifically you per se, But I mean, and anybody can ask this question. Feel free. Is Israel controlled mostly by Jews? Israel is a Jewish. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So he was right. Motherfucker. Oh, wow. Jews and Zionists. Jews and Zionists are different. Never mind. I'll research it myself. Because they always Jews, Israel. And by the way, shame on you, Mayweather. Shame on you. Shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. I'm going to keep saying it and I'm going to keep saying it. Shame on you. Greatest boxer, one of the greatest boxers that ever lived. When you came over there and you're glazing, it's like, nigga, you don't, when was the last time you've been over Africa? Never mind. Never mind. That's not even important. It is. It is next level shit. Man, y'all better like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. And become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. But let me get back to this. This is interesting.
America first.
But you're
While my
not
stuff
saying
is.
you're MAGA.
I'm America first. Yeah. God bless you, President Trump.
Almost overnight, she's gone from a close Trump friend to foe. One of the few Republicans willing to take him on. I'm going to ask you about this almost solid support he has among Republicans in Congress. Is there in that support fear? Does the support come about because they're afraid that they'll get death threats?
I think they're terrified to step out of line and get a nasty Truth Social post on them. Yes.
And they're watching what happened to you.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock people.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him, to when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass and decided to put on a MAGA hat for the first time. And let's break it down real simple.
This past week, when we saw Greene at a public hearing in her district without a MAGA hat, it didn't appear that her break from President Trump and MAGA has cost her popularity. People want to know, is this a true conversion, a true change of heart, or is it kind of a shrewd political calculation? A lot of people think you're doing it and that you, in a year or so, are going to run for some other office.
I have zero plans, zero desire to run for president. I would hate the Senate. I'm not running for governor. But Leslie, it doesn't matter how many times I say it. I'll have face-to-face conversations with people, and I'll flat out tell them to their face, and they won't believe me. And they're like, "Oh yeah, sure," and wink at me, and I'm like, "Okay." It's just like I don't know how to make it more clear.
You mean you just jumped off the cliff and you don't know where you're going to swim to?
Surprise, surprise, I'm not your politician with a whole itinerary of plans or political ambitions.
Interesting. Saying his base was done based on politicians, politicals went along with the dumb base. Yeah, elected, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is fearful that David rabbit hole goes in other money, which is plot is thickening. Thank you for subbing. But like this is hmm, hmm, hmm. This is not over. They say nothing like the wrath of a woman scorned, and boy, she is scorned. Because I know if it were, um, who's the black woman that was side by side with Trump, and this was like in 2016, 2017? Who was the black woman that was glazing Donald Trump's little doorknob? Who was, I forgot what her name was. Amana Amana Rosa, I was calling her Ponderosa. Look where it got. Did y'all not see y'all again? Jasmine was on the money. Jasmine was on the money. People got amnesia. What happened to her? What happened to other people? And how he accused Obama for being a Muslim or some shit. He's a flat out he's prejudiced. But you voted a prejudiced person. And by the way, fuck all the way. Hear me and clip this now. Fuck all the way, Anton Daniels. You agate. You are a bum. Who could I would have more respect for this nigga if, say, if it was somebody to the right. But you chose this bum, not knowing he doesn't have any political views. He's not a politician. But yet you glazed him so much. And you have no respect for black women anyway, even though you're married to one. And you basically have no respect for the people, the activists that came before your dumb ass. And you're not an activist. You're a YouTuber. You disrespected Malcolm and you disrespected Martin. You disrespected Malcolm and you disrespected Martin. These conservatives are a trip. Let me just call it conclusion. Conclusion time. Let's just call it for what it is. The whites want their country back. The blacks are doing a early version of Martin Luther King and trying to belong to a country that doesn't want you. You're finding out firsthand. And oh, by the way, remember Lily Gladys? I think Lily Gladys, the one that was, can't keep a nigger down. That Gladys. There was another person. There was another person that was just getting some donuts or uh, um, some type of pastry or something, and the person that was working behind the counter called these Somalians niggers. Oh, play the clip. Oh boy, the politicans in America. People racism has always been here, people. You just got certain people who are strengthening it and have no fear of expressing themselves, just like Rick Alice. But you glazed them ever since. I believe them every single day. It is what it is, I guess.
I know the Black Channel. Well, there's another one.
That's nigger. I am racist.
So
And you are a nigger.
You are an idiot.
I'm racist. And I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful. You ruined your new life, by the way.
Oh, you're talking about respect? You're talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker. You're not gonna be walking in.
Suck it.
Suck what? Look how you fucking look like.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You fucking ugly bitch. Get your fuck out of here.
Talking about ugliness?
Did I skip?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. On that note, I'll let you marinate on that.